When I came into Hope Sparks, I felt kind of neutral in a way because I didn't really care about hope. I didn't really care about my life. It was just like being neutral in my head. I just thought that I didn't even really care about the world. I didn't care what the world was going to offer me. I didn't really care about the consequences of what I did. I didn't really care whatsoever until I met Bill, and then things started to change.
Rickie came to Hope Sparks in November of 2013. And what impressed me about him was, first of all, he had been just through so much. He had a high degree of symptoms of trauma and was flooded often with the memories of what he'd been through. And one thing that really struck me about Rickie is how open he was during the process. I mean, he just opened up his heart and really worked. He just needed to be guided and told a story, and it was one of the most painful stories I'd ever heard. It was just horrendous what he had been through. And at the end, as he emerged from the therapy, nearly all those symptoms were gone.
When Bill helped me, I felt more upbeat and happy towards my life, and I felt more kind of aware of my problems instead of just trying to run away from them. I felt like I should deal with them.
Several years ago, Charles Wright, a teacher there, offered to come in and do comic book covers for kids who'd been through trauma or other difficult things. And the idea was that they would do a comic book that maybe illustrated their struggles or what they wanted to be, what they wanted to grow into. I thought this would be a great thing for Rickie because he's so artistic and has done so well in therapy. So we were kicking around, and as we talked about what he had been through and then how he had emerged and what he had become through with therapy, the name we came up was Resilient Rickie.
I chose Resilient Rickie because it's resilient means if you're being torn down but never broken down, and it was just something that just symbolizes me because I probably in my past have been broken down to almost a grain of sand, and then now I'm just better, and I've changed in my attitude and my life. And my kryptonite was my past self, and how ragged clothes and me being able to fight him kind of weakens myself because it kind of looks towards my past, and so when I look towards my past and thinking about that, it makes my brain kind of weak, when you think about your past and what you've been through, so that's what it shows on the wall. It shows my past self. When I came to Hope Sparks, things was things was better because I was able to share my thoughts besides what has happened to me and how I feel about them and how I can progress through that and how I can be able to be resilient about that.
One thing the therapy with Rickie, what it did for me was to see how much a kid can be helped. To go from such a painful story with so many terrible things that happened to him, and to see how he came through and how he can really be healed, that just, it really inspired me to work, to continue in this work, and to keep doing it.
Now that I have come to Hope Sparks, I feel way more upbeat and happy and having a smile on my face every time I come here, and how much I felt like I belonged here and felt like a family here, felt like people actually care for me and for my problems and actually helped me with that.